Jack, my foster brother. Written by Keri Toponce, illustrated by Nikki from Melonheadz. Dedicated to my foster siblings. You are always in our hearts. One day, my parents told me some big news. My mom said we were going to be a foster family. I was confused. What does that mean? I asked. My dad said a foster family is a family that takes care of children who need a home. My mom and dad went to classes to learn how to be good foster parents. We cleaned our house and made sure it was really safe. We even practiced fire drills. Soon we got a phone call that a little boy named Jack needed a foster home. My parents said his caseworker would drop him off at our house. A caseworker is a person that makes sure kids in foster care are safe and happy. After a while, we heard a knock on our door. I opened the door and the caseworker came inside with Jack. She smiled and said Jack would be my foster brother and that it might take some time for him to be comfortable in our home. Jack played with some of my old toys while my mom talked with the caseworker. Jack smiled at me. I smiled back. I could tell we would be friends. Later, the caseworker went to her car to get a bag of Jack's clothes. She told us that she would come visit us to make sure everything was okay. She said goodbye and gave Jack a big hug. At first, I loved having a foster brother. Jack would make silly faces and stomp around the house wearing my mom's shoes. It was so funny. But some days were hard. Jack would cry and need a lot of attention. My parents would sing songs and tell him funny stories to cheer him up. I felt jealous that I wasn't getting all the attention. My mom said she still loved me. My dad said he still loved me. Jack just needed some of their love too. Some days were good. Jack would snuggle next to me on the couch while I read him books. We would turn pages together and he would try to read the words with me. I didn't even mind reading the same book over and over. Some days were really hard. Jack would scream and throw toys. Sometimes he even said bad words. My mom said he didn't understand that what he did was wrong. She told me even when it was really hard, I was still his foster sister and he was a part of our family. Some days were really good. Jack and I would play at the park and go down the slide. We would chase each other and have races. When it was time to go home, I would give him a piggyback ride to the car. Jack got to spend time every week with his biological family. That was the family he lived with before he was in foster care. When my mom would drive him to those visits, I missed him. I worried he loved them more than me. My dad said Jack loved us, but he also loved his other family. He missed them a lot. My mom said Jack's family was working hard to make better choices so he could go back to their home. One day, my mom and dad went to court. They said a judge made the decision to let Jack go back home with his other family. At first, I felt sad. I knew it would be hard to say goodbye to Jack. He was a great foster brother, but I knew it was a happy day for him. On his last day with our family, I wanted to do something special with Jack. My parents took us to the store and let us pick out stuffed animals for each other. We made Jack a scrapbook of his time spent with our family. Later, we went to the park. We had a goodbye party for his foster family and a hello party for his biological family. I could see how much everyone loved Jack, and that made my heart smile. When it was time to say goodbye, I gave him a big hug. I told Jack that even though he was only my foster brother for a little while, I would love him for always. This morning, my mom got a phone call. She couldn't wait to tell me the big news. I am going to have a foster sister.